What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope everybody's doing good. Welcome back to another live stream. Thank you all for hanging out today. We've already got 11 viewers in here. Don't forget, click that like button. I'm sorry, we've got 14 viewers in here. Don't forget, click that like button. It's going to be a shorter stream than the last one. Last time we went for about 2 hours, 45 minutes, but I have to leave in about 30 minutes. So we are going to have to stick to time. But again, click the like button so more people find this stream. I do appreciate it. What's going on to Rick and Alex? First and foremost, thank you guys for continuing to show support and being members of the channel. That means that they click the join button next to the subscribe button, and they give a little financial contribution monthly in order to support my work, and that really means a lot. And then Scott, welcome back. It's been a minute. Good to see you. Finally, you made a live stream. Yeah, I haven't seen your name in a while, but I am glad to see you again. Welcome back, one of the OGs. It has been a while, but good stuff. And what's going on, Artful? Good to see you, of course. Thank you for the continued support on Twitter. You really help keep me motivated, constantly demanding me to work, but it's fun. Audio? All right, let me check it out. Let me know what's wrong. Oh, okay. No problem. And let's see. And what's going on to Daniel? Of course, same thing for you. Another member of the channel. Really helps and keeps me motivated, so I do appreciate you guys. So, a couple things I wanted to talk about. Of course, I should open up Webull here so we can actually look at some charts. But nothing is really clickbait in my title, guys. What we talked about before was the fact that due to the overall market situation, and by that I mean due to the fact that Luna, there were just billions of dollars and retail traders and, big money investors had invested into the whole Terra project, having a lot of faith in the stable coin, which was supposed to be pegged to the US dollar, which means that, it was supposed to be a really safe investment. That didn't work out. The project ended up failing. The value of that stable coin went down to about 3 cents. I haven't looked at it today, but that's what it was about 2 days ago. So just so many people lost all their money. And then investors in Terra, Luna, the value of that was like $100. Then it went down to 80, and now it's worth about 1,000th or 1/10,000th of 1 cent, which is just absolutely insane. So people like me that had put like $4,000 into Luna at $2, we're looking at our accounts now and it says $2. So it's pretty sad. But overall, the reason why this is such a big deal is because it really shook up the crypto market. People really had trust in the project. It was not like a little scam project. It was high market cap. It was worth about $35 billion, which puts it in the top 10 projects. And again, it even had a stable coin as part of the project. So people really had faith in it, and it was supposed to be reputable. And to see it basically not get rug pulled, but the overall action of what ended up happening was similar to a rug pull. To see a popular project just crash and go to basically zero, it really made a lot of people lose faith in crypto, and it caused a lot of fear in the market. And because of that, and the fact that crypto was already in a bearish market, we were already seeing Bitcoin down, getting stuck in the 28 to 30,000 level, Ethereum under 2,000, Dogecoin getting back towards 5 cents, Cardano down in the 30s. Definitely a crypto winter. It was getting chilly, and people were starting to get really concerned. Frostbite warning. All right. So that's pretty much where we ended up. And now there's a couple things I want to talk about. And of course, please ask questions if you have any. Rick says, I had $9,500. I have $10 now. Man, that really sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. You definitely had more than me in, but we are in the same boat. Basically having nothing now of that old Luna. So that sucks. And just a quick recap for anyone wondering, well, what was the fix? There was a lot of people, basically just long story short, when the original Terra Luna crashed, I'm not going to get into the specifics, but there was 300 million Luna in circulation at the time of the crash when it first started, and at this point now there was like 7 billion. So you can see how many more tokens were just created out of thin air. And of course, if the value of something doesn't go up and you just make more copies of it, it's like you take a pizza, let's just say an extra large pizza, that has 8 slices, and then you make 100 slices out of those 8. Just the value of each slice gets significantly lower. And so people recognize that, and they're like, well, I'm not going to value my slice of pizza at the same thing as before because now it's significantly less. And so we saw the value of Luna go from like $100 down to under 1 cent because there were so many more slices created of the pie. So people were saying, well, can we burn some of this excess Luna and potentially get the value back? If we reverse basically all these new shares that were created, let's destroy them and try and control the circulating supply again to help our value per coin go back up. And they're thinking about doing that. I did read that there was a little proposal that was made and it got passed, but overall what ended up happening by the developers, their main push was to just create a new version of Luna. Let's kind of start from scratch. Let's create a hard fork, a new token. We're going to call this new token Luna and make the other one Luna Classic, or the old Luna. And this new Luna is going to be the new coin that we really start working with going forward. We'll set a supply limit at 1 billion, and we're not going to have any of those shenanigans that the old coin had, with its fate being tied to a stable coin, trying to balance that out with the whole arbitrage system. And then on top of that, no worries about that death spiral where the price goes down, so it keeps creating more coins and more coins and more coins, which causes the price to keep going down. And so that's what ended up happening there. So now we have this new token called Luna, and Luna 2. Really, technically, it's just called Luna now, but I call it Luna 2 to make things easier. And that is kind of why, or this new Luna token is having an influence on the market. And so we're kind of seeing a bit of a bull run happening, just overall in cryptocurrency. And there's a couple of reasons why, and it's mostly psychological. So that's kind of what I wanted to explain. Yeah, kind of like the dollar right now. Exactly. Did I buy more Doge? I'm going to be honest. I did not buy more Dogecoin. I'm pretty much good on Dogecoin, guys, and I guess I'll talk about that during the stream, what my current thoughts are on Dogecoin. But I will say I love me some Doge. Doge is still my favorite project, but Doge right now is not my primary concern. And the reason why, before I really get into it, is just because Doge is what brought me here. Doge is the reason I started streaming. And like I said, Doge is still my favorite overall project because primarily it's not a money-making scheme. Obviously, everyone that invests in Doge would like for the price to go up and then they make money off of it. But just due to the tokenomics and the way that Doge is set up, it is not primarily just a money-making project. You will make money if Dogecoin ends up being successful. But other than that, there's no guarantees. And if you really want a more sure money-making project, you would go into something that's, either a newer project that has more potential that isn't already so high market cap, or something that's deflationary or has more fundamentals and utility behind it. Dogecoin is very niche. So it's not a money-making play. In my opinion, that's not the primary reason you buy into it. You buy into it because you want to make money, but you believe in it, you like the community, and you want to see some change kind of in the world and the way things currently run. That's kind of Dogecoin's angle. But before I get off track too much, Jasmine is making a move. While we're doing this stream, maybe we can look into Jasmine. I know I said I wanted to look into it before, but I actually I was so sick that I didn't end up looking much up. So we'll devote part of the stream to talking about Jasmine some. But first and foremost, let me kind of get this whole Bitcoin thing off my chest, and then we can go into some other topics. So Bitcoin was already at this point here where it looked pretty well set up for potential reversal, because like I said in my last, or the stream before the last one, if you look at the price action here, you see all this downtrending, but then you see this massive rejection wick. This is a flush, or at least what I refer to as a flush. And basically what I mean by that, you get so much selling pressure, and you see just this is on the 4-hour time frame, this massive straight down red candle that covers so much ground, from 28, almost 29,000 down to low 25s within this period of 4 hours. This one candle, significantly larger than the rest. This was a massive overreaction sell-off here where everyone's panicking. And the good thing here, though, is it hit this bottom, and within that 4-hour time frame, it managed to recover all of its ground and go back up. So usually what that tells you is that people panic sold into this, but there was a rejection of these low prices. The rejection of the bearishness here, because people thought, all right, this is a little oversold. This is a discount. I'm going to buy it. And that is actually a pretty big sign of bullishness, because people are saying, all right, this seems too low. I'd be dumb not to buy. And when people start to feel that way, that could tell you that you are about near the bottom of where people feel comfortable selling. Because now even the bears are starting to flip to the, okay, maybe this is it. If I was short, maybe I should cover and buy back because it might not go much lower. So this is a sign here that this could have potentially been the bottom. Now, the only thing that would have been really bad, of course, is if you get the bounce and then it does what I call the H of doom, which is basically when we've talked about, we used to say this all the time, but overall the concept is you see the price go down like this. It looks like it's recovering, but unfortunately it loses steam. It comes right back down to the previous extreme low. When you see that, that's usually a really, really bad sign, because you already sold off so hard that you don't want to just see it do a dead bounce back down. Usually that means it's going to just keep going and continue to the downside. But instead, what we saw here, the start of an H, but then we held here at this support level right here. And then we started to, screen froze, hang on just a moment. So let's let that reload really quick. All right. And then you saw a bounce and you start to see it start curling back up here. So this was a kind of positive sign right here that maybe it's not all over. And then, a breakup above the 50 EMA, and then you start seeing bullish momentum, a breakup above the 100, tested it as support, and then we rocketed to the 200 EMA. Now, we are on the 4-hour time frame, which is the most common, most popular time frame for institutional investors and big money to use. So that means this 200 EMA here needs to be strongly respected as hard, firm, strong resistance. And that's why we clearly rejected off of it and we're just stopped dead in our tracks. That's how strong this level always is. The 200 EMA on the 4-hour time frame, guys. Remember that. You could write it down. Always going to be your strongest support or resistance level, wherever that line is. And so chances of us breaking above 32K immediately are going to be very, very, very small. But if you want, of course, flip to the daily, because if we break above that, then that's going to be our next price targets, 34, 37, and 40. All right, and that's the obvious next levels. But right now, we're going to need to, this is probably going to take some time. Unless people are feeling extremely bullish and a whole bunch of whales just come in and manipulate the price and blow us through 32. Typically, we're going to see some kind of bouncing, some kind of pullback, some more candles here, and then another run for it maybe, and then that's when it would break out. You don't usually just see us fly right through. That level's too strong. It's a good level. It's a great indicator to sell. It's a great indicator to short. And so for that reason, you're not usually going to have enough bullish pressure to bypass all of those sell signals. So yeah, now the reason why I think we are in this territory is because, like I said, we were at our peak bearishness here when the whole Luna crash thing happened, because so many people lost faith. Now, in my opinion, the loss of faith, well, first and foremost, if you remember what I like to say pretty often, is that every reaction is an overreaction. And it's something I learned from Zip Trader. That's one of his phrases, his mottos. And look him up on YouTube if you want to learn about how to trade too. He has a lot of instructional videos. He's one of the people I learned from like 3 years ago, or 4. But every reaction is an overreaction. So always keep that in mind. All right. So when you see things like this, every reaction, even this panic is an overreaction. So what are you going to expect? If it was an overreaction, you're going to expect it to normalize. And that's what this move was to here. Overreaction and then a correction. And so then we have this here. And then similarly, you're going to see overreaction and then correction of some sort. That's why I said it's going to pull back. But when you keep that in mind, and you know that people panicked because of the Luna situation, you understood that it was most likely going to start to correct in some way, shape, or form. And that's what this was here. But the continuing of the correction, and let's just say the chances of us getting, from here to here, That's going to be dependent on how people still continue to feel after the initial reaction and overreaction and correction. Because if people start to feel more positive, then you're probably going to see positive correction in the market. Now, why would people feel positive about Luna and in exchange start to feel positive about the market? Well, let's take a look at what our expectations were for Luna and where Luna sits right now. So we might have to pop open TradingView for this. Let's see. Let's see if they finally listed Luna. Hopefully. Okay. Well, this is weird. They're listing they didn't even separate the two. This is old Luna and this is new Luna. They just combined it into one chart. That's kind of messed up because that doesn't show you the real picture. Let's see if we can find another one. I don't like that at all. What about Kucoin? Yeah, that's a little bit ridiculous and misleading. But anyway, let's go ahead, I guess, and use the original one. So let's take a look at this, guys. This is the chart for Luna. Keep in mind, if you look right here, this is the crash. And so this is all Luna 1 up till you start seeing these green candles. This is the new Luna. Everything from here back is the old one. If you take a look at Luna, you can see its progress. It went from $2 all the way up to $120 at its peak. And then right around here is where bad things, we were sitting at about 80 bucks. This is where bad things started to happen and Luna started to spiral out of control. It went down to 80, all the way down to to 10, down to 5, down to 4. This is where I got involved when we were down here at about $4, $2 to $4. And then it continued to crash. But then if you look at this new Luna, and so what I'm going to do now is shorten the time frame so we can only focus on the new. Let's go even lower time frame. Let's try 15 minutes. All right, here's a pretty good example. If you look at this new Luna, I kind of want it lower. What does 3 show me? That's pretty decent. It doesn't encompass everything, but basically what I wanted to show you guys, if you look at the new Luna here, when it went live, it started at 5 to 10 cents. Buys quickly bought up here. You could see in these candles within a minute or 2 or 3, it was right up to about $5. Now, we talked about the tokenomics in my last video. If you haven't seen that, maybe after the stream, go back and watch the video I just posted 2 days ago. But in that video, I specifically talked about the tokenomics of old Luna compared to the tokenomics of the new Luna token. And if you compared the two and were reasonable, made some assessments that were reasonable assessments, that you could figure out what the average value of this new Luna token could be. And I'll do a quick little run through just in case you didn't watch it. So the old Luna token, with its circulating supply, and now it should be called LUNC or Terra Classic. If you take a look here, circulating supply is about 6.5 trillion. All right, that's the current circulating supply of the old Luna, and this is the current price at about 0.00013. At the time of making that video, it was 0.00015, so it's still pretty close. If you do some math, basically just basically say this price times circulating supply equals current market cap of the project. If you look here, they make it pretty easy to see what the current market cap of this project is. So right now, the market cap of this project is about 862 million. So we're near 1 billion, a little bit less, $862 million. If you also looked at the market cap of the of UST, Terra Classic right here, 2 cents down from $1, which is pretty brutal, 2.5 cents. Here's the circulating supply. Here's the market cap. So we've got about 850 million market cap from the other project, and about 250 to 300 billion or million from this project. If you add those two together, you're sitting at right around $1.1 billion. So in the current state, even with all the interest, post-crash at its worst, that project is sitting at about $1 billion still. So now what we know about this new project, the new replacement for that, and keep in mind that market cap of 1.1 billion or 1 billion. The new token right here, Terra Luna, this is the circulating supply. This is the amount of, or the price. So they announced that at release there would be about 1 billion, here it is, the total supply and max supply, 1 billion Luna tokens is the max supply of the new token. So if you say previously Luna, even crashed and at its worst possible state, is worth $1 billion, and then there's going to be 1 billion of these new coins, worst case scenario, this new project, if it's even going to be, let's just say it's also equally as terrible and it's worth the same amount as the last project that it's replacing. You could probably say, worth $1 billion, just like the old one, but we have 1 million tokens, so each token could be worth $1. That's pretty safe to assume. Hopefully you followed me there. So just $1 per token is what that math would equal to if it's worth the same as the old replacement, the old thing it's replacing. So that was my idea. Basically, getting into this new project, it would be pretty safe to say, if we can snag up some Terra Luna, this new project for, 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents, or even maybe up to 50 cents, we could feel pretty comfortable that even if this new project is a failure, like the old one, if it just ends up being worth so-and-so amount of money, it would probably be valued up to $1 safely. So if you buy it any cheaper than that, you could sit in profit and not really have to worry about being in the red. So that was worst case scenario, but reasonably, just consider the last market cap. So the market cap of Luna, the old one, was about 35 billion before it crashed. So, 35 billion market cap divided by 1 billion of these new tokens equals up to $35 or up to about $30. I think it was actually 30 was the previous market cap, somewhere near 30. And what ended up happening? Well, if you guys saw, Bybit was the exchange that was actually the first one to go live with this new Luna token. And they ended up beating out BitTrue by a little bit, which is actually pretty surprising because BitTrue said they would be first, but they were not. But take a look here at the charts, and you'll see as soon as it went live, what ended up happening. Well, sure enough, the price of the token went straight to $30, which is insane. All right, but so the price went, as you can see here, it started at 50 cents, went all the way up to $30, which gave it a market cap of 30 billion, just like I said. And that's where it peaked, and that's where everyone at the highest took their profit, and it did not go higher than $30 billion market cap or $30 per coin, and then it sold back off. Now we're starting to see, and this is tying it back to the whole bull market. So in my opinion, that was a pretty successful launch, and it did this on every single exchange that it went live on. So they didn't went live on BitTrue. BitTrue, it went up to like $20, and then it went live on Kucoin, and then it went up to $20 on there and pulled back. And then every exchange it went live on, it went up to about $10 to $20 and then pulled back to like $4 or $5 and then continued trading. Now, I think if you were kind of smart, and just paying attention, that was a very expected move, which is why it happened. Obviously, there were a whole lot of people seeing the pump potential on this coin, and that's why it went up so fast. There were so many people ready to buy and take a chance and hope to get rich quick. And that's why we stayed up till 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m. actually, trying to make profit on that play. And hopefully some of you were able to profit on it because I did announce it in advance. But here's the part that really matters, and it's what happens after the initial pump. Because if people are looking at this project as the catalyst that brought the market down, and they're looking at this and it continues to fail, obviously their faith in crypto is going to be just as negative as it was before this version 2 attempt. But here's why I think we're starting to see a bit of a bull run. And it's the fact that Luna right now is actually succeeding and not failing despite all the negativity. If you look on Twitter and you go to someone's account like, let's just say the creator of Dogecoin, right? Who is, why am I forgetting what his name is under? Billy Marcus. Shibatoshi Nakamoto. Okay. Here was his tweet. Someone else, someone else quoted it. Basically, what he said before this even happened, he said, Luna 2 will show the world just how truly dumb crypto gamblers really are. All right. And we had some other larger names tweeting some really negative stuff about people that were trying to trade the Luna 2.0 play. There's a lot of people, guys, in the crypto space that are just shallow, small-minded, and overall not really smart. And I don't want to say that that's what this guy is, but he tweets some really ridiculous stuff sometimes that just kind of is cringy. That's why I unfollowed him a while ago. But sure, Luna 2, if you don't know what you're doing, is a really dumb play. But it was just such an obvious free money opportunity, an obvious pump. And just if you just do your research first, it's not a gamble. It's a smart play. And so to say that this is just going to show the world how truly dumb crypto gamblers are, I had a feeling that that tweet was going to backfire because it was just loaded and unnecessary. And sure enough, Luna 2 is now showing the people that were negative like this how dumb they truly are. Because if you go ahead and you take a look at the price action of Luna, it has already been a couple days since release. And look at the price go. Look at the price go. It went from 50 cents all the way up to $30 on most exchanges, pulled back to 5, and whoever bought at 5 is still now up 2x, up 100% on their investment. Look at this steady climb of price movement here. All right, and this actually puts the price, the market cap, 10x over what the previous project's market cap was. So I was thinking $1 conservative. You might see like a $5 market cap, and eventually it'll work its way back up to $30 if people, like I said in my last video, begin to get faith in the coin again, in the project. They're no longer scared, and they prefer this new Luna over the last one. It has potential to get back to where it came from, which is $30 per coin, and it is 1/3. It went up to that price, pulled back, and now it's slowly stabilizing, and it's back to 1/3 of the way there. So here we are. And overall, I think the success of this project, despite all the people it burned, it's starting to make people feel more confident again. Just seeing that, it could recover. They did some kind of airdrop thing, which I think was actually pretty decent. What they ended up doing, if you were actually a Luna token holder before the crash happened, let's just say you had like 15,000 of the old Luna token before May 6th, before the crash happened, and the value of your token was like $80 per. You get airdropped a little over 1 token per of new Luna per token that you had of the old. So they actually got a pretty decent amount of money back, especially if they sold their token towards the top of the pump at like $20 per. Those people actually made a pretty good amount of money. Now, it wasn't everything that they lost, but we'll see. We'll see. The only unfortunate thing, though, is that they're getting 1-to-1, basically, reimbursed in this airdrop, when in reality, the circulating supply of this new token is 3 times as high as the previous. So it is going to be, you know what I'm trying to say there. The price would have to get 3x what it was before for them to see the same value from their airdrop. So they did all get burned, but they got reimbursed basically 1/3 if market cap goes back to where it was. So that's actually not bad to get just a refund, basically a 1/3 refund, 33% of your initial investment potentially. Because a lot of times in crypto and stocks, like, you invest in the wrong thing, you lose your money. That's just it. It sucks to suck. So at least something, there was some positive, but it's still negative. It still sucks. But anyway, guys, Luna is sitting here at almost $11. Something crazy that just happened, though. I got a notification that Kucoin is now allowing you to trade this new Luna on margin. It is now, you could trade it up to like 20x leverage. That is a little wild, and I would not recommend that. I'm not confident like that in this token. Actually, I'm not confident in this project at all, but I'm just saying, obviously it's relatively stable at this point, so it's doing better than all the haters said. And so now, just to kind of conclude this topic, easy money, 100x play, what am I talking about there? Well, like I said, every time that Luna goes live on a new exchange, basically what ends up happening, people are allowed to deposit their tokens first to provide liquidity, and also the airdrops that are done on the exchanges to give people their reimbursement. Those tokens end up on the exchange as well, and they help to contribute to providing liquidity. Then shortly after, when it's deemed that there's enough tokens to be traded, then they allow the trading to go live, and the trading usually starts pretty cheap. If you look at the chart and just look at where trading started in this initial first move here. Actually, let's use the 1 minute just so we can break it down a little better. This is on Bybit. So just take a look here. Let's scroll. Okay. Now this was within the first minute, but if you just take a look here at the price, you could see there was a period of time where the token was 50 cents per, and then it gradually climbed in this first minute as people bought and bought and bought and bought and bought. So if you can be fast and closely monitor for that launch and just be spamming a buy, there's a chance that you could get in somewhere in this window, anywhere from 50 cents up to, let's just say, $3 or $5 even. And if you can do that and the price is sitting at $10 per, that could be a quick 2x to 100x to 200x or whatever, especially if you get in at 50 cents. You can make a whole lot of money off this play. And so that's what I'm looking for. The token to go live on a new exchange and to be one of the first buyers of the token to get it at the cheapest price possible, and then I can sell into the pump that happens when everybody's trying to buy it. And it's about to go live on one of the final exchanges tomorrow, and this is going to be one of the last catalysts for this coin, in my opinion, for those that are just trying to trade it like a meme play. And it's going live on Binance. Now, Binance is one of the largest exchanges in the world for cryptocurrency, so I expect to see a lot of hype being driven off the fact that it's about to go live on Binance. And in fact, that could be one of the things that's propping the price up right now, just the fact that it's about to go live on that exchange. After it goes live on Binance, guys, you know, after the initial pump, there could be a massive pullback, so please trade carefully. I would not recommend buying Luna at $10, maybe at $5, but I do think after it goes live there and there's no more news to really report on for Luna until more projects come around for it, you know, actual catalysts, that people will start to sell off the hype and that we will start to see a decline in the price of Luna and it stabilizes back towards the $1 to $3 price value where it probably belongs. But until then, I do think that there's going to be a big opportunity if Binance is going live with this tomorrow, which is May 31st at, let's get the exact time here. And actually, one of the people that I always get in my recommended on Twitter said he just shorted Luna at around 950 with a small amount, Binance listing, and unlock tomorrow. He's expecting a dump. Trade carefully. I'm on the exact same page. Same exact, literally exact thing. You buy into the hype, which is what's happening right now. Binance lists it. That's peak hype. And then after that, it's all downhill as people start to take profit, knowing that there's no more big announcements. Right here, it says Binance will list Terra 2 in the innovation zone and will open trading for this pair at 6 a.m. UTC on May 31st. So what I would recommend, go into your internet browser, open up Google, and Google 6 a.m. UTC 2, and then whatever your time zone is. Me, I'm Eastern time, so I'm going to do EST, and it's going to tell me that that is 2 a.m. in the morning. So I'm going to be awake at 2 a.m. I'm going to be actually on there at like 1 and just keep refreshing, getting ready for that go live. And then as soon as it hits 2 a.m. my time, I'm going to execute as many, like I'm going to keep spamming buy and try and get in. Now, when there's a large spread in the bid and the ask, and I won't explain what that is, but hopefully you guys already know. If not, it doesn't matter too much. But when there's a large spread in the bid price and the ask price, it does not allow market orders to go through. Whenever a new coin goes live and the price is all over the place quickly, that usually will prevent market orders from going through. And on almost every single exchange that went live with this new token over the weekend, market orders were disabled, just straight up disabled. They would not go through. So don't even try to get a market order off. I know it's going to be way easier because, right, you don't have to type in a price first and then hit buy. You just hit market order, buy, 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 buy. It is not going to work. So strong advice. If you're going to trade this play, set a limit order. set a price that's high and make that limit price whatever the highest you're willing to pay, and just hope you get filled somewhere in there. You cannot do not set a limit price, a limit order for 50 cents. Do not set a limit order for 75 cents or $1 or even $2. If it was me, because I tried that, I set it at $1. I was spamming buy, didn't get filled. Within 5 seconds, the price was at $9 already, and it was just over for me. So instead, look at what the current price is. Think about what's the highest price I would be willing to pay if Terra Luna, if I get filled. So if the price right now is $10, $11, the highest I'm going to be willing to pay when this, this is just my opinion looking at it right now. We'll see what happens at 2 a.m. But in my head, the highest I'm really willing to pay is going to be like $5 to $7, $5 to $7.50. Because even if I get filled at $7.50, I can make, 25% on my investment, or like 50% on my investment. So that's what I'd set my limit at. And then, I would just click buy as soon as I can and just hope I get filled anywhere from 0 to 750. And then worst case scenario, even if it's 750, I still make 50%. And if it's lower, then I just make more money. Do not market order and do not set your limit low. It will not work. But that's going to be my play. Hopefully it'll be some quick money. My whole trading portfolio size for this play, because it is still all just risky, all right? I'm not, and it's going to differ for each one of you, but I would not trade any more than like 10% of your max trading portfolio. So if typically for me at a time, I don't really like to trade with any more than 10K, just total across all markets, because I like to actually have money like in my bank account to do other stuff. So for me, I'm only devoting, up to $1,000 to this play. And that's just me personally. It's still just risky, because if it's not something you plan a long-term hold on and you're trying to just do a quick flip, you don't want anything bad to happen. So think about what your max trading portfolio size is that you even like to mess with, and probably only devote 10% to that. So if you only like messing around with $1,000 at any given time, only put $100 in and just hope to make it $200 or something like that. Just play it safe. That's my recommendation. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. So there's that. That's the whole Luna idea. But yeah, I think the success of Luna right now is causing people to start to forget about the whole negativity that brought us down here. And that's why we're starting to see just a pullback towards higher prices. Now, I'm not suddenly super bullish on the whole market, because we do need to break above resistance in order for that to happen, but definitely heading in the right direction. Now, guys, I also did buy my first NFT. You guys know I typically hate NFTs, and I still kind of do, but I just kind of I'm trying to get into spaces that I don't typically enjoy. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm noticing that the visuals right now are a little off because it's a little dark where my green screen is, but I'm starting to, with the markets being dull and selling off and a little boring, I'm trying to get into spaces I don't usually like and expand my horizons a little bit. So I'm starting to just take a look at some meme coins and look at safe, quick in and out money making plays. And I'm also starting to look at NFTs and try and make some sense of the whole idea, because overall the $300,000 photographs doesn't make sense to me. But I still do see an angle where NFTs might hold some value. So I did buy one, and I've got this, it's a Bored Ape, but it's kind of like a knockoff, but it does the job. It was way cheaper than a normal Bored Ape, and it is an ape. So, yeah, Bored Ape X Adidas is pretty cool. So there's that. Let's take a look at Jasmine coin really quick, and then we're going to pretty much be wrapping up. You're going to be late. You said you had to get going in half an hour. Yeah, I'm definitely at the end of the stream here. I'll give it like 5 more minutes. So let's take a look at Jasmine. I know that a whole lot of people are interested in the whole Jasmine project, so. Okay, so Jasmine, Thank you, Skydive, for getting that delete on. I do appreciate it. Nice quick movement. That same bot was in my last live stream as well. I don't understand why they picked this channel, crypto, to spam sexual content. Quite interesting. So all right, I'm looking at the Jasmine 3-month chart. First, I like to look at just the price action, what's kind of been happening. Okay. So it looks like Jasmine last January actually came from, or February. I mean, it went from $1 all the way up to $4, and now it's worth 1 cent. So that's a little concerning in my opinion. You know, why did that happen? That's quite the drop off. Yeah, you guys remember that bot? And then recently, in March, it went up to about 4 cents here. And then we had a pullback all the way down to under 1 cent, which looks like was probably a pretty good buy. And now it's back up to 1 cent here. But what's more important here is just to look at what the project does. So this token can be used by an unspecified number of individuals and businesses to transfer tokens using digital devices as proof of value, exchange, or payment. Okay. I'm going to need to look at the website and kind of see this white paper. Oh. Oh, well, that's really interesting. Well, that is really interesting. Where's the website for this coin? I'm already a little iffy, and I know you guys are fans of the coin, right? So I know there's something to it. But why is the website for the project so hard to find? All right. Our solution. So basically, just from what I've gathered from just the brief scroll through, the whole idea of the project is, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like the idea of the project is to basically put you in control of all your data, with you being given the option to opt in to allow other companies to view your data. So basically, compared to how things typically work, let's just say you sign up for let's just say in a different universe or world on Twitter, you could sign up for to subscribe to people's accounts. And when you do that, or for some service, you could sign up, you put in your information, let's just say your name, your email address, and your address. And then when you do that, you know, part of the terms and conditions are like your data may be shared with other third-party companies, blah, 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 blah. Right. And so you don't really read the terms and conditions. You just accept and you move on. And then that company, whoever you signed up with, yeah, they have now you're subscribed, but they also have a copy of your data, your information, your name, your address, and whatever else you gave them. So then these other companies that are looking to do marketing pushes or whatever, that typically go and they look to buy people's information in order to reach them with their ads. You know, they contact us, We're like, okay, yeah, we've got 1,000 subscribers. We'll sell you their name and their email address for so-and-so amount of money per person, right? So that's typically how it goes. That's typically how you end up getting it spammed with ads and stuff. These companies that where you sign up for whatever, you put your email address in your name, they end up selling your data to third parties so that they can make use of it. And it could be for advertising purposes, or it could just be for like data harvesting, figuring out like what are trends, what are people really interested in, and all kinds of other things. Demographics, who knows? So it looks like Jasmine's whole idea now is in this decentralized world to allow the person to be in control of their own data. So basically you put your data inside of what they call a data locker, where all of your information is stored, but it puts you as the individual in control of what companies receive your data, and you are the one that gets paid for sharing your own information willingly with these third parties to provide them with whatever they wanted your data for. So I guess you basically are monetizing your own information in order to be targeted, instead of like you just giving the rights to that away to a company that would then take the money and profit themselves for giving your data away. That's the idea I just got from the quick overview. I don't have enough time to review the whole white paper on stream, but that is a very interesting concept. That is an interesting concept for sure. But just first impressions, guys, just me being honest, and please don't take this like the wrong way if you love the token. I don't like Googling a project that's supposed to be big and not immediately finding the website or direct information on the project. To me, that's a little bit concerning. And so when I type in Jasmine Coin or Jasmine Coin website, and I get a whole bunch of different websites that look like it could be it, with none really saying like the official website for Jasmine token, you know, it's just that throws me off a little bit and makes me a little uncomfortable. And then on top of that, getting to the white paper, things being in a different language, I don't know, that made me feel a little weird. But it does seem like, you know, despite a lot of the filler that's in here, the overall concept is probably good. So I'll take another look at it off stream. I do need to run, guys, so thank you all for hanging out. I do appreciate all the support. I'm going to try and post a lot more. I'm getting into, you know, wanting to do more with the channel for sure. I actually think I'm going to start some other YouTube channels as well and kind of split up all the things that I want to post and put them in their appropriate channels. So as you guys probably already know, this channel started off, you know, by the name 2020 Tech Reviews. Started off as a tech review channel, and I am still heavily involved in the technology space, even with my 9-to-5 job. And I do want to get back into that, but I don't want to make it confusing to where I'm talking about tech some videos, cars on some videos, video games on some videos, and then crypto on some as well. So you might see another channel or two from me where I split things up and there's a channel for each, maybe. But regardless, that's a little off topic and a little bit, you know, not so short term. But I do plan to start posting. I'm going to try to at least post a video. It may not be a live stream because that's a little more time consuming, but a video where I discuss some sort of topic daily. So that's going to be my new goal, and we'll see. I'm not going to say when it's going to start, but you'll probably notice when I've started. We'll just make that easier on me. But I'm going to try and post daily and then live stream at least one day a week. So maybe 4 videos and 1 live stream a week is going to be what my target is for the rest of the year, and we'll see how I do. Boom Select says, how high do I expect Luna to go tonight? So I don't necessarily think that Luna is going to go higher than it is tonight. Luna, in my opinion, has already pumped. I think this $10 to $12 range could be the top. I don't really see Luna for sure. I don't see Luna going above 15 bucks, but I do know Binance is like the largest exchange in the world. And just the fact that a lot of people may have been holding out to buy Luna until it went live on their exchange, there could be some increase in buying pressure when it does go live. Also, a lot of people, you know, when you consider the fact that it's the most popular exchange, that means that a lot of people are probably going to get airdropped Luna tonight on the Binance exchange. But at the same time, that means that there's going to be a lot of Luna to be sold on the Binance exchange, right? Because they're going to get their airdrops, and I'm assuming the highest airdrop amount is going to be on this most popular exchange, which means there's just going to be a lot of tokens that are unlocked that could now be sold. So there's going to be some new selling pressure coming in. So I think leading up to this, we're going to see the peak. And then once it goes live, there may be a little bit more pumping left in it, but I think that's going to be the top. And then going from there, it's going to be downhill. I don't think, I think anywhere from 10 to 15 bucks is it. But my play is when it goes live to try to buy it immediately at the very beginning, anywhere from $1 to $5 or like under $1 to $5 peak. If I don't get filled, I'm just going to leave it alone. But, I'm cool to wait till 2 a.m. and just try and get that off, because if I can buy it at $1 and sell it at 10, that's immediate 10x profit. We take that for sure. But again, you have to be on your game. We tried it the last time on Saturday, and none of us in our group, we were all trying, but we couldn't get our orders filled. So you have to be there, have to be ready. Your internet needs to be quick, and you have to have quick fingers. And again, limit order, not market order. And if they decide to trade in 2 pairs, so if they split it up and do Luna USDT and Luna USDC, I would recommend trading half of your, let's say you're investing with $1,000, put half of it in USDT and half of it in USDT, and try to buy both at the same time. So you're placing 2 orders at once. And yeah, if you only get filled, you're going to get filled with half the amount. If you only get filled on one and not the other, but at least you'll get filled, right? Because it's going to be very difficult. I think that's worth risking some profit to double your chances. That's all the advice I've got, guys. Wishing you all the best with that. Hope it works out. If you have any questions, please follow me on Twitter at 2020 Tech Reviews. Right here, that's the handle. Links also in the description. If you have Discord, go ahead and join our Discord group. It's free to join and read the chat. If you want to type, of course, you can click the join button on